What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. We are still on cloud nine. Not quite 10 wins, not 9 Premier League wins, but I'm on cloud nine, which is in between the Premier League wins and the 10 winning streak. Anyway,
3 games to go, mate. 7 Premier wins in a row. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Absolutely incredible. I'm not going to lie. But we just wanted to jump on. We're going to give, this is our weekly thoughts, which is our kind of nondescript podcast where we talk about what's happened, what's happening at the Villa. And one thing we want to do is just to kind of go over this run that we've been on and when's it going to end? Is it going to end?
Is it?
Yeah. We're just going to win another 30 games or whatever this season, and that's it.
31 games to go, mate. Just win them all, and we'll win the league.
I mean, is there 31 games?
No, how many we played? 16.
Yes, it's like 22.
Yeah, I don't know what am I talking about. Yeah, 22 games. Mate, I'm still drunk from yesterday. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's I had a few beers after the. I was drunk on Saturday, and then I definitely had a couple of beers last night to celebrate the 10th win in a row. I'm doing a BrewDog 12 beers at Christmas every day, so you're going to see a photo of this with a new beer next to it every day. So yesterday's was rain beer. And stay tuned for later. So yeah, mate, like 22 games to go, but I think it might be 31 games if you include getting to the Europa League final.
Oh, Europa League. Oh, okay, yeah, because I'm sure I'd read something about 31 wins or 31 games.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. But anyway, I think let's get into it a little bit more. So obviously, guys, if you are new here, please do like, subscribe, all the hype in malarkey. I think you should have fresh new hypes today. So
it's Monday, baby. Hype.
Give
us the points.
Right, I'm just going to quickly get up the fixtures here. Boom. Cool. So, obviously, this run started... May? That's May. That's way too far back. Here we go.
Don't go back to the trauma days, mate.
Yeah, don't want to go back there. Here we go. Tel Aviv, wasn't it? It's like I said before, I think it's such a shame actually that this Liverpool game,
mate, in the game as well. Like, you think about how that game panned out. It wasn't as if we were beaten. Like that, the Martinez mistake. Frustrating that one.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It was very frustrating. But Tel Aviv, I mean, it was one that we were expecting to win. It was a bit of a strange one with all the stuff off the pitch more than the stuff on the pitch. It was just kind of a case of get the job done, really, wasn't it?
Yes, it wasn't a great game of football, if I'm honest. Like, we were poor, but scored 2 goals and won the game. This is where it started. This is the running theme in this, I think, right? That we ground out this result. You know, with what was around that result, and it was. I mean, it turned out to be a bit of a moot point, really. I don't think it was anything really to shout home about. But in that game, we could have, and probably should have conceded 2 goals before we scored. They had Martinez made a couple of saves, and I guess that's where it starts. It's those moments, right, where you get a little bit of luck and you just go on and win the game. And it ends up being quite a professional job, I guess. But I think it was the one after that, mate, that blew me away. The Bournemouth result, because they were in a great run. I think they were 4th or 5th at the time, right? And they were, had started the season brilliantly. To blow them away with the quality of the goals that we scored were. That was a good day at Villa Park. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's not often that you see. It is one of those things where we don't really blow teams away, 4-5-0 or whatever. So actually scoring that many goals was a bit of a surprise, especially with obviously the way the season had started as well.
Well, considering we literally doubled our goal tally in one game. It was fascinating. Like I say, particularly how not poor performance, but not a mediocre performance against Tel Aviv to then put in a performance against Bournemouth. This was a game where I thought we actually did blow them away. We were just too good for them, and actually we dominated the game pretty much from start to finish. I think there was obviously Martinez made a couple of absolute worldy saves, which obviously changed the game, right? That deflected shot rate and obviously the penalty save. And it was... But other than that, we were in total control, really. I know those are big moments. If one of those goes in, maybe it's slightly different. But yeah, it was nice to see us. I don't know, we're talking about the run of feeling confident and starting to, see a change in results and a turnaround in performances. I think it was a milestone one, that one, the 4-0 one.
Yeah, I think in my biggest one was probably actually, Leeds was important because it's away from home, and we know that our away form is where we need to be working on a little bit. But actually, Leicester started to show that actually away from home, it was that Brighton game for me. It was the character that we showed in that game to come back from 2-0 down, to keep going, to keep it at 2-2. I remember us at half time. We did a watch along of that game, and I remember half an hour in, mate. You were losing your mind. You were like, "What? This is it? Done? Game over?" You were like, "This is."
I think because it was so poor. That first half against Brighton, how we went in at 2-2, I will never know, right? Because we were shit, right? We were miles off the pace. Brighton were just literally tearing us apart, like on the counter attack. Like they, and we somehow scored 2 goals. Don't get me wrong. There's a defining moment in that game. We should have had a penalty. Ian Matson was blatantly fouled, toes shut on, and nothing given. You go, and at that point, you're thinking, "This is not. That's it. It is game over." We haven't had that decision, but goals ultimately change games, right? And we get the first one. I'm still not convinced that's Ollie's goal. I'm pretty sure it's Everson's one. I'm still trying to, I must have watched it about 1 million times and freeze framed it. I still can't tell. There's no angle that you can see that he cleanly gets a strike on it. But it's gone to him. And then he scored a brilliant second goal with a fantastic assist from Rodgers. And, that was, we win the game in the fashion that we do, comfortably in the end, because second half we were brilliant. But we came out and we absolutely went for it. And, we ended up worthy winners. But it was a moment where you just thought, okay, is this the moment that Watkins turns his season round? Or a couple of goals, and that just hasn't materialised. It's the only thing that's really bugging me about our performances, mate, is that Ollie's the only one that isn't hitting the heights that we need him to. And I hope it doesn't come back and bite us in the ass.
Well, I suppose the the point to that is always that he does. The point people always make is that he does so much more for the team and all the stuff. I think that's been a bit harder to justify more recently. Like when we're actually watching him off the ball, we're kind of like, doesn't feel like. And if the ball's going to him, it's not really sticking with him and stuff. I think there were moments against Man U, and obviously the second goal for Rodgers that came from Watkins' kind of press on their defender, which allowed him to then get the ball.
But it's lucky, mate. Like if he's. This is what I'm saying. You go, he's made a good movement to try, but if he's anticipating that ball from Tielemans, he's already in front of that defender. Do you know what I mean? Because you're anticipating something, and he's my biggest criticism of what he's doing at the moment. He's totally reactive and not proactive. He's reacting to stuff after it's already happened. So he made a challenge, which meant the ball went to Rodgers and we scored. But as a forward play, he should be thinking, right, Tielemans is going, he should be understanding what he's going to do in that moment and looking to kind of, pull away to that space to kind of have a shot on goal. But he's just standing there and watching it. And then when it happens, he's like, oh shit, I better react. And then he makes the movement. And there was a moment in the game yesterday where, and it was first half. Was it first half? Yeah, it was first half. Emery goal kicked to him, right? 1v1 for the defender. And one of the few times that I think Heaven didn't get touch tight to him, and he's watching the ball and it's coming down, right, and it's not even controlled with his foot, with his thigh, right. Now, if you've played football, controlling with your thigh is 10 times easier because there's a surface area you've got to cushion the ball, right. Mm-hmm. And it bounced off him like a hot potato, like it hit him on the thigh and bounced off over there, and Man United had possession again, and I was like, what the fuck was that? You just have to revert back to base. If you think back to the start of the season, right, and those first 5 games, it wasn't just Ollie. It was everyone was having a bit of a mare, right. But if you look at what McGinn's done, you look at what Rodgers has done, and you look at Brendan and Cash and Konza and all these players, they've just focused on doing the basics well. And Ollie's not even doing that now. Like he's not doing that, and that anyone that's trying to defend him, for me now, I think it's 38 games with 7 goals. That's a whole season, 7 goals, mate. Like we can't be saying that we're in a title race with a striker that's not even in the top 10 of strikers in the Premier League. That's ridiculous, like numbers. Like I know he has brought lots of other options to our squad, but and I don't want to go down a fucking Ollie Watkins bashing session again because that's all I seem to do. But it has to be better. Like it has to be better because he has control of those basic things. So that moment yesterday really pissed me off because it was unchallenged. Like it's not as if he's been under pressure and got a nudge or whatever. And I just don't see him making the movements that enable him to get into positions to even try and attempt to get a goal, like a chance on goal. It's like yesterday felt like he was just going through the motions, and that's a shame because like when you go back to the Brighton game and you go, actually, I gave him man of the match for that because I thought he had a really good game. He played really well. He looked a bit more lively. Maybe the goals gave him a bit more confidence. Marlon came on in the second half and they played together and that looked like it could work. And I was thinking, okay, maybe let's do a bit more of that. And then I was surprised yesterday, actually, that he played for 75 minutes because he did fuck all, really. Like I know he at that moment, but he just wasn't in the game. And so if we are going to push on and we are going to really make a serious title challenge, like he either needs to step up. And I said at the start of December, I think it was the end of November. Remember, I think we had 11 games got to the end of December. I was going, he's got that period to really kind of make a statement of where he wants to be because come January, I have no doubt in my mind that reinforcements are coming. Right, so he hasn't done it, and so if reinforcements do come, like I don't get it. Like in a World Cup year, where he's not at the very basics, busting his ass for everything. Like this is how evident it was yesterday. Ava said to me, "Ollie's not running." Right, and Tielemans was playing in that 10 role, and I'd be really interested. Like some people on Finalysis gave Tielemans a poor rate, and I was like, no way, he was fucking everywhere yesterday. And I'd love to see his running stats because he was doing all of Ollie's running. He was closing down every ball from the thing, and Ollie's just literally walking from A to B. And I don't know how he's getting away with it. Like because under Emery, like I don't see. Like if you look how Emery's having a go at everyone. Like he was on Cash's back yesterday, he was on Konza's back yesterday. Like he was motivated. But with Ollie, he's just allowed to just walk around as if he's got all the time in the world and like his place is safe. I just don't know what the answer is to getting the best out of Ollie because I think he's just hit the ceiling and we need to get rid and move on.
Yeah. So just looking at whoscored.com, Ollie Watkins, he had 1 shot, 1 key pass. His passing accuracy was 66.7%, which is other than Emi Martinez, the lowest. Aerials 1. He had 19 touches. He had 19 touches.
Yeah.
Whole game.
And those
the next closest to him from a starting player was actually Morgan Rogers, who had 34. Yeah, not great. I mean,
but mate, if Ollie was having 2,
he got an assist though. He got an assist for that second goal. So
Jesus Christ! Well, there you go. At least that's a goal involvement. But like, what I'm saying is, like, you've got no problem with all the things that he's not doing if he's banging in 2 goals a game. Like Rogers was anonymous for most of that game yesterday, but showed the moments of quality when you need them. Like, where are these moments of quality from Ollie? Show me them because they've been non-existent this season. The Brighton game, maybe, right? But other than that, like. It's a problem that we've got to address, right? And I'm sure Emery knows that, and he'll address it. I think he's just trying to, the fact of the matter is Ollie's well liked, he's well respected, he's a good guy. I've got no issue with him as a player for the Villa. Like the critique comes from where we're trying to be, and quite. I don't think any Villa fan can sit here and tell me he's the level of striker we should be looking at now with where we are and what we're trying to do in the last 3-4 years. That 23-24 season, that was the level, and he hasn't maintained it. That 31 goal involvements. I'm not saying you get 31 goal involvements a season, but he should be pushing 20 goals a season easily with what we create and what we do. Like, in terms of particularly last season, like we've probably created a little bit less this season, but we are. ultimately pushing for those. We've put, whether we like it or not, we're in the chat. We're in the chat for the title, and we're pushing for those European places again. And that's the consistency that's got to be shown. And unfortunately, if you're not scoring goals, you're not assisting goals. Okay, you got one yesterday, but your whole game gets highlighted, right? Like, so people start to pick the stuff that we took for granted: the hold-up play, the movement off the ball, the running the channels. Like, mate, I'm happy to be proven wrong. If you can show me footage in the last 5 games of Ollie doing that effectively and putting defenders under pressure, I'm happy to eat my words. But you won't find it. And yesterday, against two young centre-halves who were inexperienced in the Premier League, he didn't lay a glove on them, and he should have been all over them. Like, you know, like you say, he didn't win any aerial duels. And if you were there, you would have noticed he didn't even challenge for a few of them. He just watched the ball and he just stood there and barely jumped. And for me, that just says he's not fucking interested. And if he's not interested, or he's carrying an injury, whatever the bullshit excuse you want to use it is, like, don't play him. Like, you know, like it's because if you're Danielle Marlon, you got to be thinking, what the fuck have I got to do to get into this starting 11?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I know that, you know, everyone will probably say, oh, he's more of an impact player, Marlon. And I agree with that. But he can only be an impact player until he gets a run of games starting that you.
Yeah. Because he can only impact, right? Because that's the only way the only chance he gets. But yeah, what is 3 goals he's got so far this season in the Premier League, and it's not. Like, we talk about 7 goals in 36, whatever it is, but yeah, even just 3 goals this season isn't a great return. And you don't, and like we said at the moment, we just don't see him actually adding to that. That's the problem.
That's the problem. It took a while to get going last season, but then he hit the ground and started, and so it's 5-6 games.
Yeah, you never know. And like we keep saying, we'd like him to, but I feel like January that there's gonna have to be someone that comes in to compete with him. I just can't see it not happening.
Right, if we want to be in the title race and we want to win the Europa League, we need it. It's simple as.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously, so after that Brighton game, there was that Arsenal game, which it just kind of made that. It's brilliant, isn't it? This 4-3 win against Brighton, huge. This mammoth. West Ham, that was a tough game again, away from home.
I just like to say you've skirted very quickly over the Arsenal game, but you missed the
No. I'll come back to it. I'm just very mindful of time for yourself, because I know that you've only got so much time. But you know, even just. You can easily dismiss Brighton and West Ham and kind of go, oh, the games you should be expecting to win. Away from home, any game in the Premier League is hard. And actually, West Ham, they played all right. Like, they really caused us some problems, I thought. And we again showed that character to be able to see it out. And then the game against Man U, again, we get pegged back. We're arguably not playing very well, and we managed to see it out. And Arsenal, we were just like, we aren't drawing this game. And I feel like that's the difference this season. We're not going to the game. We're not in these games where we're sitting there going, oh, a point would be good here. Point would be all right. Like,
well, I think what's interesting is, like, we've scraped through the games that we probably should win. But again, and we've done this in the last few seasons, but against Man City, brilliant, mate. We were absolutely brilliant against Man City. Against Arsenal, I thought we were exceptional. Like, particularly first half, we absolutely played them off the park. They had a 15-minute spell, 20-minute spell in the second half when they equalised, and it kind of, but we somehow shifted it again, and there was only ever going to be one winner in that game, and Arsenal after 75 minutes looked fucked.
Yeah, they looked fucked. And like I said, Emery knew it, and then he put the men on, and
he had 4 attacking players on. He put Buendia, we had Buendia, Watkins, Marlon. He went for it. He absolutely went for it, and high risk, high reward. That's what he's about. But the mentality is there, mate. Like, listening to his post-match interviews now, like, it's kind of, obviously he's not entertaining the title talk. It's like one game at a time. But it's like it's all about the belief, and it's all about, you know, we're trying to improve. I want more. Like we're doing this without even playing well. Like, it's fucking ridiculous, right? And that is the sign of a championship winning team. Now, we might not do it, mate. Like, we could lose the next 2 games easily. Right, and that'll be the title race over. But I just don't see it. Like, I'm going into these Chelsea Arsenal games thinking, I think we're going to win.
I just want us to beat Chelsea. I hate Chelsea. Can't stand Chelsea. Bunch of ego players. Like, bunch of individuals. Like, I mean, Newcastle showed them to look like children in that first half. The other day. They obviously came back in the second half. So we need to watch out for that. But I think,
well, mate, think about it. Maresca's under massive amount of pressure, mate, because didn't he say in the press conference last week, like, it's been the hardest 48 hours, like, you know.
Yeah,
so
there's been a lot of talk about Man City and stuff.
Yeah. Like,
there's been a lot of things going on,
mate. I think that, you know, we could go there and get a result. We've done all right last couple of seasons.
If we do that, can you imagine that Arsenal game is just going to be mad?
Mate, there's no way Arsenal want to play us. There's no way they want. Like, that is a game that they do not want, that will not want to entertain. The press, and I said this before. I know the talks about it, but there's no pressure on us, really. There's none, because we're not expected to go and win the league. Everyone's already saying, oh, they're not going to win. They haven't got depth, like, or whatever, right? Just like they did with Leicester, right? Like, you made a very valid point on Sky Sports today, mate. We're probably twice the squad that Leicester were in that championship winning season, right? It's very similar, though, but because the league is wide open from 12th to 4th, it's like 5 points. So a couple of wins, like, and you're in the mix, and we are now 7 points clear of Chelsea.
Yeah. Mate, so just the fact, this is the thing. If we can beat Chelsea with 10 points clear of them, if we then do something against Arsenal, we're arguably maybe like 10, 12 points off at, like, beyond 4th and 5th. I'm just like going, fuck it. We don't need to play. Let's just lose 3 games. They can't catch us anyway. So, like, it's incredible.
And I just don't see Emery not having the minerals to see it through. I think this is like this is the plan all along, mate. You know, he's been building and building and building, chipping away, having to, you know, fight through the PSR stuff, having to fight through the transfer speculation, all that kind of nonsense. Never moaning about it, just getting on and building the foundations of what it is to build a true football team, and about how it works and how the intricacy of, you know, the training to match days to the relationships with players, like the man management. It's all part of the plan, right? And it's kind of working on the buy-in, getting the buy-in, and let's just see what happens, mate. Let's see what happens.
Well, I tell you what, I think we could beat Chelsea. We could potentially beat Arsenal. Should beat Forest. Oh, Gary's got technical issues, I'm sure. But if he's still there, the game I don't expect us to get a result in is Palace away from home on the 7th of Jan. So if I'm honest, even if we go on this run, I feel like that's where it ends, in my opinion. Oh, can't hear you, mate. Can't hear you, Gaz. Oh, what? He's gone. Oh. Oh, no, can't hear you now. No, can't hear anything. Take it out. Oh, there we go.
Am I back?
You're back. Yeah, you're back, man. I just said all we can win all them games, but it's ending at Palace.
Yeah. Like, mate, it's just, that's written in the stars, and that's when it'll burn. We can't beat Palace for love nor money. Anyone with an eagle in their team, we're fucked. We just kind of we can't do it.
Yeah. Any kind of eagle, freaking go ahead Eagles. Jesus. Well, maybe before that game, we'll buy Mateta, we'll buy Adam Wharton, we'll buy Sarr in the January transfer window. And then just loan them out. Just so that Palace haven't got them.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Look, we are in dreamland, aren't we? We are. The run has been absolutely sensational. 10 wins in a row. No one expected it after the start we had. No one still, it's still being dubbed down by everybody, really. Well,
they were asking me earlier on, like I said, they were asking me earlier on Sky Sports. They were saying, do you think can you actually mount a title charge? And I was like, look, we're in the conversation. Whilst we're in it, we're there. Emery is a born winner. We've got squad depth. The only thing we might do in Jan is add a couple more to help with that. And why not? This league, like you said, this league is wide open, and I fully expect Arsenal and potentially City to drop
a bit
here and there.
Yeah.
So and at the moment, and yeah, we will. We will lose a game. It will happen. Who knows when? But we will lose a game.
Look, we've got to play the teams around us, and that's the key, right? We've already beat City and Arsenal. If we do get a result against Chelsea and Arsenal now, right, it has to be taken seriously, because you're beating the teams that you're competing against. And I think we've actually played better in those games. In the teams that are the better teams.
After this, right? We then played Arsenal twice.
Yeah.
We then have Chelsea at our place.
Yeah.
But Liverpool at our place.
Yeah.
Okay, Man City we got away. But so like a lot of them, it's then kind of like, well, of the big teams, we've got them to play at home.
Yeah. Look, it's going to get intense because the games will come thick and fast after the new year, and the Europa League hots up as well. And it will be a case of, if we do lose a couple in the league and teams catch us or whatever, do we prioritise the league or Europa League? But like you said, if we do get to the end of this month without dropping points, and with 10, 13 points ahead of fourth and fifth, we can afford to lose 3 games, mate, and still. Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
and by the way, for that to also be a problem, is the teams below us need to win all them games.
Yeah.
So and this is the thing. People go, oh well, it's only like 10 points or it's only 7 points. I'm like, yeah, they need to win 2 more matches than us. And I just don't see us losing 2 more matches than them. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see
some of the shit you see online, right? I genuinely, I don't comment on it because it's just not pointless, because it's all clickbait, right? But there was a Man United fans on TikTok yesterday going,
"Oh, mate, Man U fans,
we'll see you in March. Like, we'll have closed the 10 points by then." I thought, fucking mate, you'll be closer to relegation by March than you will be fucking like the top 4.
Honestly, I've had so many mates coming on and be like, "Oh, you lucky," and 2 Rodgers wonder goals. I was like, yeah, but you guys have been doing this for years. You guys have been for years. You were grinding out wins when you weren't playing well, and you were getting I was like, we've had 6 wins against you in 61 Premier League matches. We were due a bit of fucking luck. Honestly. They drive me mad, Man U fan.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen some of the reactions. They're all like sitting there going, "Why is it always us that can see goals like this?" I was like, "Bullshit! You're the guys that get gifted everything, or score a worldie in the 94th minute, or score 2 goals in the
96th minute of a minute added on." Do you know what I mean? Like,
bollocks.
There's no love lost from Man United fans. Like, I will say, Chris, who came on the podcast, he was pretty sound. But he's a brummie, so that you would expect that, right? But going back to those traumatic years of the 90s, mate, like I'd love them to get relegated, Man United, and fall off a cliff. Like, it won't happen because there's too much of a go brand. But like, 26 points is still relegation. As far as I'm concerned, they could easily go on.
Another 40. They haven't made safety yet.
Yeah,
so still got a while to go. Anyway, I think that'll do us probably now, guys, because I know you guys get to practice. But do you want to give us your final thoughts? I mean, we will be back. We will be recording early, so we'll be recording probably tomorrow. But we will have an episode going out Boxing Day, previewing the Chelsea game, and then obviously we'll be doing post-Chelsea, pre-Arsenal, and then post-Arsenal, pre-Forest. Oh, God, it's going to be exhausted, if I'm honest. Jess is going to kill me.
Mate, it's the winter wonderland of festive football, mate. That's just they come thick and fast, don't they? But look, it's going to be done. I think it's already going to be a very Merry Christmas, mate. My final thoughts: this Villa winning yesterday, 10 wins in a row. I'm going to have a peaceful, relaxing, beautiful Christmas time with the family, knowing that we are comfortably in third. That's not being taken away from us. And with that, as Emery said yesterday's press conference, we'll enjoy Christmas now, and we'll go away and focus on Chelsea. And I just know that we're going to be prepared for it. It feels now. I'm not worried about it. Usually you go, shit, these are difficult games, but I am absolutely looking forward to them. 5:30, 27th. Let's tune in. Let's fucking watch it, mate. And I'm buzzing. I'm buzzing. I might even do a watch along, mate, if I can.
Well, I'll have the in-laws round, so I might be able to join on the evening for a live reaction, maybe.
Live reaction.
If you're around. Could maybe do that.
If we win, if we win, mate, we got to do that, because I'm going to be absolutely smashed. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to literally get drunk on air, right? And it's going to be amazing. And maybe the pants thing will come true before we win the league. Sorry, my pants.
Oh God! Right.
If you haven't, by the way, go and check out our live coverage from yesterday's reaction, because
just skip the last 5 minutes of our last episode, because I was watching it. I was watching the end of it this morning. And I was in hysterics. It's like,
Mate, we need to. I need to clip it. I'm going to try and clip it and put it out as a short video on TikTok or something for the last 5 minutes for
that's
people.
the most I've laughed in God knows. I went to bed yesterday with like a headache from laughing so hard.
So we had to
Anyway.
bring the joy, mate, even if it's to ourselves. Right? Yeah, that's it, mate. We'll see you have a Merry Christmas, mate. Well, obviously I'll see you before that, but for everyone else, Merry Christmas. Stay safe. Eat, drink, and be merry. And as always, every week we follow the boys in claret and blue.